Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where we talk about manga and sometimes books. For today, I'm going to be doing something new that hopefully is going to inspire me to upload more often in this channel. So as you guys already saw by the title, I'm going to be talking about all the manga I read in July. So without any further ado, let's get started. July was the month where I had the most time to read, and so these are all the manga I read, and I'm going to start by one shots, one volumes, and then two volumes, and then a whole series. So let's get started with the one shot, which is I Didn't Mean to Fall in Love. This is a BL. It's rated mature, so I will not be showing a lot of the manga here, but this one was really good. I feel like it's a very not necessarily realistic story, but it's cute. It was a fun read. Look at the art. Isn't this art really pretty? He's really pretty. This cover is really beautiful. Okay, so we basically follow Yoshino, who is this guy who has never been in a relationship. He has never dated someone until one day I think he turns 30, and so he decides this is the moment I need to go and look for a partner. And so he goes to a gay bar, and that's where he meets Real I don't know how to pronounce that. Let's just call him Ro, who is this guy right here, and they have a one night stand, and things start to develop from there because this is a big spoiler, but Ro and Yoshino share a train, I think, without Yoshino knowing. So basically, Ro has known about Yoshino for a very long time, and then once he sees him at this bar, and he goes and talks to him, but Yoshino doesn't know that Ro has had this crush on him for the longest time. And so when he realizes that he has feelings for Ro, he's like, I don't know what to do about this. And that's basically the love story. You get to see them interact, you get to see them figure out their feelings for one another, and it's a very good one shot, and the art is very beautiful, which is always a plus. That's Ro. And that's the one shot that I read this last month. And this is one of my new favorite series, which is The Invisible Man and his soon to be wife. The art in this one is also very beautiful. So this is, we followed this I keep forgetting their names. Let's call him Tonome-san and Yaku-san, who work at this detective agency, and they develop this very cute, wholesome romantic relationship. At first they start as friends, and then as friends and co-workers, and then they move to their relationship to boyfriend and girlfriend. And this is so silly, but it's also really cute. It's a really cute story. I don't know what else to say other than it's cute. The chapters are short, and this is the way it was drawn. Here they go on their first date. It's such a cute story, and also very unique. I've never read anything similar to this, and it has become one of my favorites. So definitely recommend if you're looking for something cute, funny, and wholesome. And moving on to one of my other favorites, Villains Are Destined to Die. Okay, I saw this at a Target, obviously, and I read what it was about. So if you want to know, here it is. Pause to read. And I read it in one sitting. I just look at the art. So we basically follow our main protagonist, who her name, I'm very bad at remembering names, guys. I'm sorry, I don't think we ever got her name. I don't think we ever got her name. Anyways, this is her. She's the main character, and she becomes obsessed, just like I became obsessed with this story. She becomes obsessed with this game where basically you get to play the heroine or the villain, and whatever mode you played in, you get to have different missions. It's what I understood. You basically have to make all the male characters fall in love with you, depending on what mode you play the game in. So she starts by playing the heroine, and she won that game really fast, and then she's like, I'm going to play the villain, which is this girl right here, Penelope. And so she suddenly falls asleep, and when she wakes up, she is Penelope. And oh my god, this story, it's so good. I'm very intrigued by the plot. I want to know how she got to be part of the game, how she was put or transformed, or I don't even know what word to use, but how is it that she is not part of the game and playing as Penelope? It's so interesting, and you get to see her play as the villain and how she's afraid that whatever move she makes, she might end up getting rid of by the other characters. But she wants to figure out a way to get out of this place, and that's basically what I gathered and understood from the first volume. Here we have the other characters. These are the characters from the game. And immediately after I finished reading this first volume, I had to go and order the other ones. So far, there's only 3 volumes. The 4th volume is being released this month in August. Really recommend this one. I loved it. And I keep saying this, but this is also one of my favorites that I've read in July, and it's Lovesick Ellie, volumes 1 and 2. Those are the only ones that I own so far. And the story, it's so, I keep repeating myself, but it's such a funny story. We follow Ellie and what's his name? What's his name? I cannot find his name and cannot. Oh, Omi. It's right here. Anyways, we follow Ellie and Omi, and Ellie has a crush on Omi because, say it with me, he's the most popular guy and the most handsome guy in the entire school, and so Ellie has a crush on him. The thing is, Ellie owns a Twitter account, and she is always writing her fantasies in that Twitter account. Like, She says in her account she writes stories on her dating Omi and them being a couple. And that's basically all she does. She fantasizes about Omi and her being in a relationship. And right here is a moment where her view of Omi is shattered as a very evil guy. He's not very nice, or that's what you understand in this first chapter. And then right here, Ellie drops her phone and runs away. And so Omi discovers her account. And now they share a secret where Omi is not the perfect guy everyone seems to think he is, or he's not as nice. But in these 2 volumes, you get to see them become friends, and then their feelings develop more as love, and they start a relationship where Omi is he's such a sweet guy. He's very shy. He has trouble expressing his feelings. But Ellie is someone that's very outgoing, and the girl writes her fantasies online, so you get to see what type of character she is. And the story that develops, it's really cute. I've only read the first 2 volumes, and just like the other one, when I was done with these 2 volumes, I had to immediately order the rest of the series, which so far there's only 10 volumes, so hopefully I'll be getting the rest soon. And the next series I read is Blue Lock, volumes 1 and 2. With Blue Lock, I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue this series. So honestly, I read this when I was sick. I got a cold and I wanted to read something, and I decided to read this. So I'm not really sure if the reason why I didn't enjoy this was because it took me a very long time to read the first volume and the second volume. Usually I read like a volume pretty fast of any manga, but these ones took me forever. Okay, honestly, I'm not a big fan of soccer. Since Haikyuu, I've been meaning to read other sports manga, and I saw this and I saw how popular it was, and so I really wanted to give it a try, and I did. But again, I wasn't the biggest fan of this. So basically, from what I understood, Japan wants to be a champion in soccer, but they haven't had that win in a very long time, and so they decide to create this project that will produce the best players in the world. And so they gather players from all over Japan, school, colleges, and any other team, and they put them inside this place that it's called Blue Lock, and they basically make them, it's a competition to let the best players until the very end, I guess. Oh yeah, the last remaining player will become the world's best striker, which again, I don't know anything about soccer, and so that's basically the plot of the story. It's interesting. It is interesting, and I am curious to see where it's going to go or how the story is going to develop. But at the moment, I don't think I'm going to continue buying this series, but maybe in the future I'll give it another try. So that's Blue Lock Volume 1 and 2. And I read Classmates. This was a series I was supposed to read in June, but never got a chance to do it. And I finally read it in July. This manga, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, I feel like I'm being very biased because Asumiko Nakamura is one of my favorite mangakas of all time. I have read almost everything she writes. Asumiko Nakamura can write anything and I will read it. She's the best. And I love her art style. Okay. Let me calm down. Classmates is a VL. It's a very, very beginner friendly BL, I would say. So let me get volume 1 out. So here is volume 1. So in this story, like I said, it's very beginner friendly. We follow Hikaru and Rihito. This is Rihito and this is Hikaru. And we basically follow their romantic relationship as it develops from them being friends and then boyfriends. And the way they meet is by their, what is it called? Like class music class, yeah. So this is the first time they meet. Rihito is practicing, and then since Hikaru is in a band, he knows a lot about music and he decides to help him, and that's how they meet and they become friends and they spend a lot of time together. And then you see them, the first kiss, and you see them interact throughout high school and how their relationship develops. The main story between Rihito and Hikaru is followed in volumes 1, 2, and 3. Volume 4 is the story and side story. So we first have the main story, which is between this teacher and a student. Before anyone, it's not creepy because nothing happens while they are a student and teacher. He's always putting a distance between him, although I forgot to say his name. So the teacher's name is Hara, and the student's name is Sorano. So nothing happens between them because Hara is always putting a distance between them, although Sorano is always being a flirt and trying to get him to be with him. But he's always put a distance and he respects his student. So it's nothing creepy. And then we follow the side story of this character with some guy. It's a very short story. And we also get another side story which is between this guy, who I forgot his name, and this guy. Oh, I don't think I showed you guys, sorry. So this guy and this other guy, who this guy used to be Hara's old teacher, and Hara used to have a crush on his teacher. So this whole volume 4, is between teachers, not necessarily teacher and student, but not in a creepy way, because Hara and Sorano don't get together until Sorano is in college. And although this guy is also a teacher, he didn't get together with this other guy, which I forgot his name, with this guy until he's in college. So this guy's already in college, and okay, they're adults, they can do whatever they want. I feel like I spent a lot of time talking on this. Anyways, that's the 4th volume. And the 5th one, we basically follow all of those characters' stories, and there's a side story. But yeah, we follow three different romantic stories in volume 5th. And then it ends with volume 6, which goes back to Rihito and Hikaru's story. And this one was really hard to read because there's a breakup. I'm going to cry. Rihito and Hikaru break up in volume 6, and I was not ready for it. But like always, they do get back together and they live happily ever after. Let me calm down. Yeah, I don't know what else to say then. If you are interested in reading BL and you don't know where to start, definitely give Classmates a read. Like I said, you could make this a 3-volume series with the first 3 that follow Rihito's and Hikaru's story, and then maybe you could add the 6th one to follow mainly their romantic story. But if you want to have the whole experience and read about the other characters, which Hara, the teacher, Hara is part of, it's a big part of volume 1 and 2, and you get his story in volume 4, and then you get other side stories and continuation of Hara's and Sorano's story in volume 5th. So you get to choose however you want to read. I will say that in volumes 4, 5, and 6, things do get a bit mature. I wouldn't say it's very explicit, but they do insinuate what they're doing. But yeah, so even at the back it says older teen, 17 plus. I think this one too. Oh, this one is 15. So yeah, read however you want to read it. It's totally up to you. But if you're looking for a BL series that has romance, it's cute, it has drama, definitely give Classmates a try. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.